Hi, this is Jessica Mays, Infusionsoft Certified Consultant and the owner of Mays Consulting Group. Today I would like to show you how to prepare a web form with hidden fields. I've gone ahead and started a campaign. This is very basic, but what I've got in this sequence here are some emails that would request somebody fill out a survey. The survey is actually an Infusionsoft web form, and then after they fill out the survey, we say thank you for filling out the survey. So what very often happens is people create a survey or whatever kind of form they want, and they leave the name and the email fields visible on the form. And that is okay. If you've been doing it like that, don't worry about it. But what you probably have encountered at some point, or you will eventually, is that people go ahead and put in different information than what you originally had. So say I left the form like this, and I had first name displayed, email displayed, and then I asked a few questions using radio buttons for yes and no, and that's my survey. Somebody would open it up, and they would type, the name would be pre-populated, the email would be pre-populated if you already had that information in their contact record in Infusionsoft. And what people often do is they see the email address, say it's your Gmail account, and they think, I think I'd really like to receive emails at my Yahoo account. And they go ahead and they type in an email address in the field. So they overwrite what was in there, they hit submit, and then a couple of things happen. Number one, the contact record that has the Gmail address is sitting in here, and Infusionsoft does not understand that the person went ahead and changed their email address on the form. So if you've got reminders to take the survey, they're going to continue to go out to the Gmail address. And here's the second thing that's going to happen the way that I have built this thus far. They're going to hit submit. The Yahoo address is going to be in the field for email. A new record is going to get created for them with that Yahoo address. And they are not going to come into this campaign and receive the thank you email that you send out to people after they fill out the survey. So sometimes you want your goals to be entry points, because sometimes you don't, whatever's going on in the campaign, they may not enter at the traditional starting point of the campaign. So, but that is what will happen if you leave the email address field on display in this particular scenario, and somebody goes ahead and changes the email address. So it's a bit of a pain. So what I recommend in this case is that you at least hide the email address. So this is how you do it. And go ahead and get rid of it visibly. You might even get rid of their name. But then you have to bring it has to exist on the form. It's just whether the person filling out the form can see it or not. So here's the hidden field for email. And we'll just put in the hidden fields for first name and last name as well. Now you're wondering, why exactly do I need to do that? This is a preference thing, because when they hit submit, oftentimes people have it set to send themselves a notification email so that you know the web form's been filled out. That might sound familiar to you. Whatever information is on this form is going to display in that notification. So if you don't have the first name and last name accounted for, either visibly or via a hidden field, you're going to get that notification and you're going to see this email address and here's the answers to the questions. That may be adequate, but if you have a fairly large database, you don't necessarily know people by email address. So you may want to also hide first name, last name. So what ends up happening is, so now let me back it up. And then you would put the rest of your stuff in here, by the way. So you put your question in, are you happy? So now if we look at the form, notice no first name, no last name field, no email field, but it does exist. It's on the hidden snippets. Now, the reason that that has to be there is this. People are going to receive their emails. I've set this up that we would say, hey, fill out our survey. 3 days later, don't forget to fill out our survey. 3 days later, please fill out our survey. Okay? There's going to be a link. You're going to put a link to the survey in here. And then when they click that link, Infusionsoft is going to push over any contact information it has about the the person that that email belongs to onto the form. So if you think of it as a game of catch, so when they click on the link, Infusionsoft is throwing the contact information over to the form, but there have to be fields to catch the information. So if you don't have the hidden fields and it throws the email address over, Infusionsoft can't catch it. So when somebody hits submit, Infusionsoft's going to create a new record. There will be no email address associated with it. It's not going to be a very useful duplicate contact record for you. Plus, we try to avoid duplicates anyways. So you've got to have these hidden fields. So number one, it makes for your strategies to be cleaner because they're forced to stick with the email address you have in the database for them. So that when they hit submit on this shuts off and they go here. Okay, so we'll pull this out of here because in this case we really don't want this to be an entry point in this particular strategy because we're relying on them clicking the link in their email so that information is passed over to the web form. So the big takeaway here is how to get those hidden fields on in the first place. And it's as simple as clicking on field snippets, grabbing the hidden snippet, pulling it into the form, and determining what hidden field you want via the step down.